you'll hear me discussing the LGBTQ community quite a bit. And what it is, it's not a phobia. What it is I'm I guess almost amazed at the evolution. You know, being a person born in the 60s, which was a very, very relative conservative time. And so to see the evolution, and today it came to my mind, and again, I don't just sit here and think about it, but I'm the type of person that kind of follows current events. So I'm reading a post just like anyone would, and this news is about the representative from Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard, who apologized because she's running for president. She's thrown her hat in the ring for 2020. So she went on the record to apologize to the lesbian gay community because she in the past had basically insulted them. And so that's what brought it to my mind today. I'm reading this thing and it says Representative Tulsi Gabbard apologizes to the gay community for past anti-gay remarks or something to that effect. And so that's what put it on my mind, you know. So I'm like, okay, well, let's analyze it. And so if someone does something, they obviously do it for a reason. So my thing is, okay, here's this representative running for president. She said some vile things in the past, right? So what would make her retract? Of course, she's running for president. It's politics, right? So in order for people to accept her, and the LGBT community, let's face it, is a very, very strong political bloc now, right? So she has to get these people, this strong bloc, she has to get them to, first of all, accept her. So she's got to first go on the record and basically bow down. You see what I'm saying? In a nutshell, bow down. Because we got the power. It's a whole lot of us, as y'all can see now. Shit, we out of the closet. Bow down. Shit, when I'm in your town, bow down. And so that's the first thing she's doing is bowing down. But it made me, again, it put it on my mind because I'm just reading through, you know, this is Yahoo News as a matter of fact. But I'm just reading through the current events. And so I'm getting this story about Tulsi Gabbard. And so, again, it made me analyze it to ask myself, okay, what's going on? Why is this happening? You know, what's going on? And so the strength of the LGBTQ community is what fascinates me. The strength that they now have. You know, if you looked at this, I mean, even the last, say, 2 elections ago, you know, much less strength. And of course, don't go back 20 years, 30 years, and, you know, go back, you know, since I've looked at it from, I guess, Nixon on, you know, and look at that evolution. And what it really lends itself to in my mind is the psychology. In other words, you go back to, you know, the Nixon administration, you know, bring it to Carter, you know, even Ford, Carter, whatever, go from Carter, Reagan. Still, so much, all of this conservative, nobody would have ever damn thought about listening to the LGBTQ community. I mean, it just wasn't there. But just to see this evolution over time and see where they are now, it's unbelievable. So the political strength, the process that they've been going through to gather that is just, it's mind-boggling to me. But over time, an entire country's mannerisms, behaviors, beliefs have changed And they've been able to do it by being consistent, just like I always analogize to people. The rat. Knowing that he wants something on the other side. Knowing he does not have the ability to get it right away. But what he does is he goes to a spot and he gnaws. And he gnaws. And he gnaws. He may even leave for a while. Go make some baby rats or something. Comes back. Gnaws till he gets what he wants that's on the other side. And this is the same evolution that I've seen with the LGBTQ community. And it really is amazing. Really is amazing in terms of the fortitude. Because, you know, you're talking about being gay in America 30 years ago, 40 years ago, oh, the resistance. And so to see it now where, you know, and with all due respect, I find it disgusting. But I could look on the television and, you know, just even flipping through the channel, all of a sudden you see a channel, you got two men, you know, tongue kissing each other. And it's like, okay, you know, but I realize it's here. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that you say live with, which I don't live with, because if I see it, you know, for instance, on TV, I just bypass it. You know what I'm saying? If I see it in the street, I just bypass it. You know what I'm saying? There's no one right now in my life that I know of that's gay that I have to deal with on a daily basis. You know, in the DSM, you know, whatever manuals, it used to be a mental sickness. You know, it's not now. You know, but you know, my thinking has not really changed about that. But I still just like to analyze the evolution, because what that's important for is for people to see how, because it doesn't have to be necessarily a lesbian gay issue. It could be whatever, but it shows you how, especially someone in perhaps marketing or advertising field, it could be important to show, you know, how the perseverance, you know, is important. The stick to it type, you know, thing. Persistence, just chomping at the bit, and things change. But you have to believe. And so if there were a community that was easily, you know, accepting of rejection, they wouldn't be where they are. So you have to at least give them kudos for that. But yeah, it's here, and so you will hear me talk about it when I read something I think I need to comment on it anyway. But I'll talk about it in terms of how it relates to current events. And so I just thought that was interesting to read about this person doing this, because what she's really doing in a way is setting a precedence, because if there's anybody else in that lot, and it's quite a bit of them now that's thrown their hat in the ring for presidency on the Democratic side I'm talking about, and so if any of them have that kind of thing in their past, they're going to have to do the same thing. And it must really make the LGBTQ community feel good to basically have people bow down and say, in effect, you exist, we recognize you, and you know, you're not some oddity. So they've made tremendous strides, and it's interesting to look at that. Very, very interesting to look at. But I just wanted to comment on it, because the politician had to make a move, and she had to make a move relative to what's strong out here. And LGBTQ followed by a strong second Me Too, it's just is what it is now. We're seeing a total evolution of American life, basically, American lifestyle, and it's very, very interesting. So, read about that if you think you need to. Tulsi Gabbard out of Hawaii. And this is interesting. She says the reason that she felt that way is because she grew up in a conservative home. Father, I think, was a preacher, Catholic, and was made a big charge towards all kinds of anti-gay type lifestyle. I think it is, and I'm sure anti-abortion and all this stuff. So that was her reasoning for having those views, you know. And I mean, I guess that's everybody's story in terms of how they grew up, basically. But anyway, that's what, you know, she was saying that she had strong views based on basically saying, you know, I was brainwashed from my parents. Once I got out and seen everything, I decided, you know, being queer is okay. So she's you know, she flip-flopped. You know, she was against it before she was for it. You know what I mean? But she had to do that because of their strength. So, you know, I have a question, and I'll leave this for another time. But, you know, the God that I follow is omnipotent. And his omnipotence allows him to know what happened in the past. He knows what happens currently, and he even knows what's going to happen in the future. He's omnipotent. So, for me, I don't feel like, and I know that the omnipotence of God is not going to have him make a mistake about a decision he made in the past and then come up to the current and say, oh, you know what? I, the omnipotent, I didn't see this. You know, I didn't see this, so I changed my mind about something. Because see, the physical, the church had us believing that it was a sin to be a gay person, right? And so I was always assuming, and I still don't know, I'm assuming that they got this somewhere from the Word of God down the line. And so that's what they passed on, that, you know, being queer is a sin. And so that's how I grabbed it. And I, again, grabbed it coming from God. So what I interpret now from a lot of the church is, but the ones who've changed their view on it, is that however you slice it, God made a mistake. And that's where I'm going to differ and say that if I'm serving an omnipotent God, he knows all. Huh? He knows all. So how in the heck is he going to make a mistake about something? Right? So maybe the word, the way we received it in the past was wrong. They're saying we got the wrong word from God, maybe. Again, another discussion, but I'll get back again at some point on the LGBTQ as it comes up and manifests itself in our current events. So, hey, have a good day.